Hello, today is April 22nd, year 2020. It's a beautiful day, absolutely beautiful. Although there are no clouds outside. I've decided to do a drive and talk because I haven't done that in a while. And there are some things on my mind I want to kind of talk about. Instead of making blogs or writing long Facebook posts, I'd rather just say it because I usually don't know what to say sometimes. And I am recording on my phone again. This time I'm not on my Filmic app because that app is not reliable. So I'm sorry guys, it's probably gonna be like 30 frames per second, but who cares? So if you know me, I've returned back to school to go get my master's degree. It's a Master's of Fine Arts in Dramatic Writing. This is my second semester, and I've probably just finally found a balancing point in balancing my school life, work, and other work, because I do a lot of work. But then the semester, it's about to end. Like in 2 weeks, it's about to end. So it's kind of but that's just, I guess, the nature of being an adult, right? Once you find a balance, something throws you off, and that's gonna constantly happen. So, just warning you guys that's becoming an adult or jumping into the real world. Never get used to anything. That's one thing that I've learned a long time ago. If you get used to something, you adapt to a certain lifestyle, a certain way, a certain luxury. Just prepare for it to change. It might be a good change, it might be a bad change, who knows? It might be just an alternative change. It might not be the biggest in the world, so you probably shouldn't make a big deal out of it either. But regardless, you have to be prepared to adapt. I guess I know how to adapt well because that's been my lifestyle ever since when I was a kid. I moved like a lot of times. I think in middle school, right before I was going to middle school, we moved to a house. And then, no, it was before that. It was in elementary. Moved to a house. We were there for a while, actually, until we moved to Missouri here in 2003. So we moved to Missouri, and we didn't actually move into a house yet, so we were just staying at my cousin's place, my uncles and them. Well, the other guy was actually trying to move out, so they moved out. Then we moved into the house that we actually bought, and after that, my dad bought another house right across the street, literally right across the street. And then, that was for me and my brother, so we moved in there. And then I was like, I'm going to university, so I moved to Springfield. I moved there, and then I was like, I want to go to school in Wisconsin again. So I went to Wisconsin, I moved there. And for the first maybe several months, I stayed at my cousin's place, but then I decided my dad and we decided to get an apartment. My dad was living up there at the same time too. So we got an apartment so my dad can actually have some place to stay, because he's been staying at my aunt's place the whole time. But then they moved back to Missouri. I graduated and I was going to stay there for a while because I had gained some networking and stuff like that, but then I got a flat tire, and at that point, all my four tires needed to be changed anyways because they were pretty bad. So I changed it, and at that point I realized I couldn't sustain living by myself. So I moved back to Missouri. And then moving back to Missouri, I lost all my networking here because I was a DJ. And then I decided to go back to Missouri State, so I went to Missouri State and moved back to Springfield. And during that time, I moved once. My brother bought a house in Springfield. He decided to live up here. Then he decided he didn't want to live up here anymore, so he moved back to his parents' place. And then I I moved to my apartment, and now I'm at this apartment, and so there's that adjustment that probably bored you guys to death. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it's a little loud. I have my windows open a little bit because the AC will just destroy the audio, and I'm a sound guy, so it's gotta sound good, right? But since I've been back here at school, I'm going to speak very vaguely because I don't want to mention names or mention even establishments. There's been talk about some people, like they're rather younger than I am, probably 12 years younger than I am, and they felt like they've been disrespected throughout the time, whatever the case might be. And I've already told one person, I was like, if someone's disrespecting you, you gotta talk back. You gotta, show them that you deserve respect. And that's already happened a few times already. And after the other day that I said that to this person, it made me realize, like, a lot of college students that jump into college that are like, straight from high school or whatever, even if it's like a few years later or so, they're still coming from, at least the generation right now, even including my generation, they're still coming from like somewhat of I won't say luxury, but some of a lifestyle that allowed them to give them more freedom, more choices in their lives. And also they, for some reason, in the school, like before college, like we're somehow told that we cannot disrespect the teachers and stuff like that. Obviously we shouldn't disrespect people at all. But then we're told maybe like the teachers were like, should not be talked to at all. Even if they're bad people, should not talk back to them. And I think that stigma kind of led on to college. In the college phase, you're literally learning to be an adult. Yeah, there's the academic part, which actually like probably doesn't teach you how to be an adult. It's just more of the academic stuff. Whether it might be like learning more math, English, history, or your actual topic that you're trying to learn. But then, like, through that time though, you have to balance your school life, work, like how I'm doing again right now. And it teaches you that. So like the constant balancing act is something that's very important in adulthood. And sometimes you can't balance it and you just have to stay up all night constantly, which, I don't want to do. I hate doing that. But my main point, I guess, because I'm getting to my final location soon here, I think, like us millennials, we were continuously judged about how we weren't able to sustain ourselves even after college, and which is a terrible thing. I don't know why, like, the OGs would say stuff like that to us, like, you guys don't know how to live a life, blah, 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 but they somehow want us to live independently too. But then, like, we were, like I said earlier, we grew up in a time where there was freedom. We weren't like pressured to find a job at the age of 14 and, start learning life early on. We start learning life after college, and then by then it's literally too late. Some people, obviously will be different outcome, different circumstances. I'm talking about like probably the more majority of people who actually does the education type stuff, like me. So I encourage those who are learning to be an adult which is very weird to say, I think. But those who are jumping into the real world, that's actual better term probably, to stay strong and fight for what you believe in. And if you're still in school, all right, I'm gonna say right now, like it was at the college that happened, right? And the student was saying that, not my student, but like someone in, whatever. They were saying how, a teacher was disrespecting them in some sense. I'm not gonna say details, but that's how it was. And I told them, you need to talk back. So you have to fight for yourself, fight for what you believe in, and don't let people disrespect you, because that's how we just get behind and how we struggle in life. And you just have to grow stronger through that. We grow stronger through the negative things that happen, which is like strange, but I guess that's how I've reached a point where of acceptance of who I am and how I act. So that's how it is. But I'm at my stop, so this video is going to end. And whatever I say, or anything like that, you don't have to listen to it. You don't have to listen to anything I say or believe what I say, or by that matter, you don't have to believe anything anyone else says. So see you guys later.